Hey guys, it's Jeff here from Geek Out Freak Out. I'm joined by my wife, Christina,
Hey.
and my best bro in the world, Spencer.
Hello.
And we're going to be discussing E3. So E3 is coming up in just a few weeks, guys. There's some games that have been confirmed and some other games that I think we're hoping show up. And I kind of wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of, I guess, predictions on what we think we'll see prior to us covering it in detail when it actually happens. So what game are you looking forward to the most, Christina?
State of Decay 2. For
Yeah?
sure. Yeah.
Why are you
Easily.
looking forward to it so much?
Because State of Decay, the first one was so good, and I wasted so much time on it. It's exactly what I want in a zombie game. You build a base, you go out and search for supplies, and you kill zombies.
Yeah, I would say in all of the various zombie games that tried to establish themselves as like the experience that you want to have, if like you want that immersive, like, okay, what would I actually logistically do in a zombie apocalypse? It probably did it in the most like user-friendly, fun way. It gave you the freedom that you wanted, but it also had enough structure to be like, I'm actually progressing instead of convincing myself that I'm having fun.
Right. It's a survival game without most of the survival aspects that everyone, I dislike a lot.
Like all the crafting and everything that you get.
I mean, you still do a little bit of crafting, but not as extensively as like.
You're not like punching down trees and having to
Right.
You don't
right.
have to
sticks together to make an axe and stuff.
Right.
make
for
a
sure.
pair of flip-flops or else your feet will get hurt and
Yeah.
then you can't walk.
Yeah, you if I remember, you just kind of find everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the second one's like. I remember whenever you played the hell out of it, I played it as well, and like it was okay, but maybe with a little bit more funding behind it. I mean, it was kind of
Yeah.
like an indie game that I think it might be become kind of like a real franchise
It
of
was-
its own.
It
Felt
was
like
for
maybe they were
sure.
cutting their teeth on it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. It
Yeah, I
was
could see that.
really glitchy. But I felt like, as with a lot of games that I really like, the glitchiness was like okay because I was having so much fun playing it.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to, Spencer?
I don't know. Generally, every E3, I'm a big JRPG fan, so I'm set up to be disappointed every time. I want to see Square Enix because it looks like they've started to come back around and know what their audience likes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still. I mean, when you put Tetsuya Nomura in charge of literally every game that you're making that people want, you know, except for Dragon Quest, I guess. Like I don't know. I'm worried that the development time is going to be spread so thin that that say Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't come out the way that I want it to, or the Final Fantasy 7 remake doesn't come out the way that I want it to. Now, with Final Fantasy 15 still fresh in my mind, that really impressed me, especially considering all the different changes that it obviously went through.
Yeah.
So I have higher hopes than usual, but I would not say that it goes past like cautious optimism that we're going to see some legitimate gameplay and like a release date time frame for the 7 remake or for Kingdom Hearts 3. But what I really want to see Square Enix come out with is surprise us the way they did with the announcement of this, but surprise us with some more context about the Avengers project.
Yeah,
Because that's something that has really piqued my interest, and I think it's a great publisher for them to work with. They've done a lot of great things for the Tomb Raider franchise reboot. They just kind of let Crystal Dynamics do their thing.
Yeah, so Crystal Dynamics is developing it, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'd forgotten that. I'm super excited for that game as well. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance games are like some of my favorite games ever, and I hope that this is different from that it's not like sort of a Diablo clone like those were. But it's been fucking forever since we've had a game aside from the Lego Marvel games
Yeah.
that had like a cast of Marvel characters that wasn't just, you know, like a movie tie-in. In this game, you can play as Thor, and that's it. Like, who gives a shit? I want the whole gang to
Exactly,
be
yeah.
there, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. For Diablo clones, the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games were actually pretty fun.
For like local co-op, I've had a blast with those games. What I really want, and I mean, I feel like this is like a lot of fan projection. I don't think that we'll maybe ever get a game like this, but I would fucking love for like a good single player, you know, expansive RPG that lets you make your own character. Like, I would love to be able to experience the feeling of being someone who finds out like I have my own set of powers and like where do I fit in the Marvel universe, and you know, relying on and teaming up with and then saving like all those big heroes. You only ever get to do that in like MMOs, you know?
Yeah, and it's never like something that's licensed by any means.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Of course, the obvious comparison is like City of Heroes, City of Villains.
The DC Universe Online MMO, you get to make your own character like that, and it's you have like a mentor. It's actually a pretty good MMO in my opinion. Like I had fun with it, but it still has all the tropes of an MMO. Like it doesn't, you don't believe that you're really there whenever you see just a million people running around with like purple name tags above their heads and
of course
all that kind of shit. You know, I would want something more like a Skyrim style game or something like that.
Yeah, I imagine that's kind of hard to do. You take a look at that and it's like, okay, we want people to be able to create their own character, but how many powers do we anticipate people wanting to have? Like how many that's really where it digs into from a development standpoint. I would not want to be on the team who actually has to program that.
Yeah.
But
the game that I think I'm looking forward to the most, that I like desperately want to find out more about is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, absolutely.
By CD Projekt. I fucking loved The Witcher 3 and I fucking hate fantasy settings. Like it is so hard for me to get invested in anything that has fucking swords and dragons and magic and all that kind of shit. I'm just way more of like a science fiction fan. So to have the skills that they brought to that game and their like mastery of development to where I was 100% invested in that universe, to actually have them apply that to something that I'm inherently invested in because of a science fiction setting, like
they don't even have to convince you that this world is something that you want to explore. You already want to explore it, and with their hands at the wheel, it's.
I think that'll turn out to be, you know, maybe one of like the best games ever made. I feel like Witcher 3 already falls into that category, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Even people that I've spoken to who haven't even beaten it, who just get overwhelmed by the amount of things to do. They're like, I don't even think I have time to finish it, but it's still one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had, even if it doesn't culminate in a traditional, I beat the game, I saw the ending. Like the journey for them is almost enough at that point. And you just, I can't think of any other game that's come out in the past decade that people have that kind of a reaction to. So Cyberpunk 2077 is definitely on the top 5 of things that I really want to see. And I think they'd be silly not to give us at least a taste of that.
Yeah, for sure. It's been quite a few years since they even released the trailer, and it's been kind of mum ever since then.
Yeah. Well, they take their time. They're similar to Blizzard or Bethesda in that regard, where you know it'll be done when it's done. You know.
Yeah, except that they actually finish their games without any bugs, unlike Bethesda.
Right. It just works.
Kinda.
See that concubine? You can fuck it.
Now, I'm really surprised that none of us mentioned Red Dead 2.
You know, my thoughts on Red Dead 2 are like they showed the trailer and I'm like, that looks amazing. They don't need to tell me anything more about it or show me anything else about it.
That's
when
fair.
the game's ready, I'm going to buy it.
That's true,
and I know
yeah.
it's going to be a really good game. Like the first one is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this being...
I do want to see more though, for sure.
I feel like Red Dead 2 could be markedly worse than the first game.
Yeah.
And like, I'm still like, oh
I'm
no,
still
this game
gonna buy it.
Yeah, this game is just fine.
You don't think Rockstar caught a case of, you know, after what happened with Grand Theft Auto 5 Online being that cash cow for them, you don't think they're going to let the single player take a back seat?
Yeah, I guess there is that concern.
That's literally my only concern about it, is that I know that the team that they have is going to make something incredible, but is it going to be incredible for the reasons that I played Red Dead, or is it going to be incredible for the reasons that a bunch of people get together and play GTA 5 online?
Yeah, and buy a shit ton of shark cards.
Exactly.
That's a fair point. I guess maybe I do want to hear a little bit more about it, and just in hopes that they don't talk about multiplayer at all.
Yeah, just leave that leave that out of there.
Is there anything like crazy thing that you guys can think of that, like, if it was announced, you'd fucking shit your pants?
Well, Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 having a release date, for
man,
sure.
I want that game so bad. It's been So long.
That's still like a pie in the sky dream for both of you.
I was
Yeah.
13 fucking years old. I'm 27
I was-
now.
Younger than that.
And they still have somehow managed with all of their bullshit and the spin-offs, and some of them are really good and some of them are dog shit.
No.
Like, no, some of them are
No.
good.
The spin-offs are not. I mean, to me, it's
he
all
was
bad.
saying the spin-offs. No.
Yeah.
They're not good.
But no, Kingdom Hearts 3 getting a release date, I think that's probably the most far-fetched thing, at least for a game
Yeah.
that we know is happening. I don't know how many other games could be surprise announced. Like, I don't believe Bethesda's got their next Elder Scrolls nearly
man.
ready.
Yeah.
enough
I
to
would
at
die.
least-
I mean,
But
that would be amazing to see, but I agree. I still think it's going to be about another year out before we get Skyrim 2. As everyone is so looking forward to. I think that a really surprising thing, I mean, we know that they're going to show something of it, but I do think it would be really cool if Call of Duty World War II like actually looks really, really good. And I would like to see the Call of Duty franchise have like a stunning return to form, if you will.
yeah.
I would too, but I mean, who even is the team who's making this one at this point? Like, who has Activision locked in the shed for this one?
Sledgehammer or Treyarch or I don't know who else do they even have working on them now. There's like 3 different developers that they cycle between now.
Bob's Shoot Castle. Like, I don't even know.
Bob's
they
Shoot
they
Castle.
outsource so much of the multiplayer aspects of it at this point. Like, in the single player campaigns, I still don't understand why they exist.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't given a shit since we last saw Price.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, if you bring in Kevin Spacey and I'm still like, fucking, I don't care, then maybe look at the bigger picture.
Right?
fair.
Yeah.
Press A to pay your respects to this franchise. Well, guys, we'll be covering E3. We're going to do some live reactions during some of the conferences, so be sure to stick around for that. And, of course, we'll have some videos posted up after some more games get announced. We'll cover pretty much everything related to it. It's kind of our favorite week out of the year, and it's cool to be able to share it with everyone this year. So until next time, this has been Geek Out Freak Out.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Smash the fuck out. Give it a smash, dude.
My best ad lib trying to get him to smash it.
Yeah, dude. You got to use the word smash.
Give
That's the only rule.
us this smash and we'll smash you back. Well, you can smash me. Well,
Trading smash for smash.
smash for smash.